You know, people, I'm pissed at the moment. Very pissed. I thought that after, 8 years, 7 years, Zelda fandom would have matured a little bit, but apparently this is not the case. I still remember 2002, or was it 2003? I'm not exactly sure at the moment. When I first heard of the Wind Waker, um, I was a little kid back then, 10 years old, so 11 or 10 years old. I'm not quite sure because I'm not sure which year I actually found it out, but I couldn't understand how people can be that stupid and argue about a game that looks that awesome. And I knew about Ocarina of Time, I knew about the Oracle games, I knew about A Link to the Past. I hadn't played them yet, but I knew what they looked like, and I seriously couldn't understand how anyone could find Wind Waker to be ugly or something if they were used to the likes of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Not to understand me wrong, they were beautiful games, but I seriously couldn't see how this is so different as everybody claimed. Excuse me that my English is slipping into bad broken English at the moment because I'm actually an Austrian and I can't speak much above Schwarzenegger level when I'm angry, which I am at the moment. So when Twilight Princess came out, to be honest, I was hyped. I was hyped because I thought, awesome, another Zelda game. I wasn't hyped about the graphics because, seriously, I think they are a little boring. I have enough realism in the real world. I don't need realism in my games as well. Not that the Wind Waker's graphics were perfect. I hated the little feet. I hated how incredibly oversized their heads were. Not it was cute, but still a little bit overdone. And I hated that the details were missing in most parts. But seriously, it was an awesome game. Just as Ocarina of Time, just as Majora's Mask, just as A Link to the Past, just like every other freaking damn Zelda game which has ever been released to the face of this world. Okay, now when the when the first artwork for Skyward Sword was shown, everybody was like, "Oh, great! It's another Twilight Princess style game. It was gonna be so awesome!" Blah 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 blah. Except the Wind Waker fans, with the exception of me and 10 other people, I guess, who were all like, "Oh my god, no, not another Twilight Princess game. It's going to be so awful." I can't get it. How can a base be this split just over graphics? Those are graphics. They are meant to show the character. Um, it's like the most superficial thing in the whole game, and still you can argue about this like it was a World War II. I'm seriously shocked. I thought, well, to be honest, all the Wind Waker hate made me feel dirty about playing Twilight Princess. Conversely, all the Twilight Princess hate of the Wind Waker fans made me feel dirty being a Wind Waker fan. I don't know what to think anymore. So I thought, okay, Skyward Sword is going to be kind of a third option, a game I can play to escape all this wars. But no, you guys had to extend it to Skyward Sword. Because of what? Because it's an impressionistic game. What do you have against impressionism? Impressionism is an art style. Impressionism is what you see in museums, and it was actually inspired by paintings you see in museums every day. I can't quite pronounce the guy. I wrote his name onto the screen. I am afraid of trying to pronounce him, but I know who he is, and he's an awesome artist. He was one of the greatest artists to ever live. He was an impressionist, and he is the inspiration for this graphic style. And you dare claiming the graphic style based on his paintings was childish. That's like claiming Picasso was a childish guy. Okay, the people actually claimed he was a childish guy, and he even went on to claiming himself he was a childish guy. That was probably not the best example, but guys, do you have no sense for art? Not everything has to look like a photograph, damn it. It's boring that way. Would you even what do you want? What do you want games all you do is stand up, go to school or to work, depending on what you do, go study, have your everyday life, and oh my wait, that's Sims. Except in Sims you can be alien abducted. So what's the point? That's boring, except in Sims, because you can then let them get abducted by aliens or flood them or do all kind of stuff to them. So you want Zelda to turn into the Sims. You want Zelda to turn into the Sims. Seriously, you do want it. You want Link to go to work and or better, turn Zelda into a shooter, into a World War II shooter. Let him shoot down all the bad guys with a gun. That's what you want, right? You want ultra realism? It's boring, seriously, think about it. Where would the magic be? There would be no... Think about what realism could cause. There would be no Master Sword because the Master Sword is physically impossible on several levels. There would be no spin attack because it's physically impossible on several levels. Link's freaking head would not be there because having it stick up there would be physically impossible on a heck load of levels. So why do you want realism? I don't get it, people. Tell me. It's boring. I mean, I'm repeating myself, but it's boring. And now they give us Impressionism, one of the greatest art styles to ever exist. And what do you say? Oh my god, it's like Wind Waker again. Oh my god, it's like Twilight Princess again. Twilight Princess was a little bit too much realism for me as well, okay. But you're not arguing because it looks like the realistic side of Twilight Princess. You're arguing because the designs are similar. I don't get it. Okay, Link is an adult. I have to admit, I liked Link better as a kid as well. But why can't he be an adult now or then? Is it so bad for a main character in a video game to be old enough to drive a car? Is that a crime? On the other side, there are the people who claim it looks like Wind Waker. So what? It's about what you feel when you're playing it. It's not about what it looks like. Think about it, we have barely seen any of the gameplay yet. We don't know what the story is like. We don't know what the characters are like. We don't know what the game itself is like. We don't know what the dungeons are like. We know virtually nothing about the game except that it uses an impressionistic cel shading style and that Link is an adult and that his sword is a freaking soul eater weapon. Yeah, so... where do you take your judgments from? You can't say it's gonna be an awful game when you don't know anything about it yet. You know like 10% of the game. It's Wind Waker all over again. It was exactly the same with the Wind Waker. Everybody went out of their ways to claim that this game was gonna suck for no reason. And I'm so sick of seeing those flame wars. It's breaking my heart, seriously. I thought people could grow up, but obviously they can't. I better stop here because I'm getting a headache. It's so horrible what you are doing, guys. You're ruining... It's not Skyward Sword that's ruining the franchise. It's not Twilight Princess that's ruining the franchise. It's not freaking Wind Waker that's ruining the franchise. It's you who's ruining the franchise. Don't you get it? Oh, please, stop doing this. Just play the game. Look if you like it or not. If you don't like it, put it away. Sell it on eBay to people who actually appreciate it. But please stop going around and shouting out into the whole freaking world how awesomely bad this game is when you haven't ever played it before. That's like, claiming aliens are evil when you have never seen an alien before. You're like the guys who hunted down E.T. in the movie. Exactly, you're exactly like the guys who hunted down E.T. You are the E.T. hunters. You are not different from them. Okay, I'm seriously getting weird here now, and I think I will soon hit the 10 minutes mark, so I better stop here now. Just one last warning. Stop this. Stop this if you want the Zelda series to continue, if you want to have dungeons and Link and Zelda and everybody else for the years to come. Stop this. You're going to kill the franchise if you don't stop complaining about every little thing. Thank you. Good night.